Have you ever felt completely ignored by someone you care about and found yourself wondering what to do next? It's a tricky situation, right? But what if I told you there's a smart, stoic way to handle it that can actually strengthen your relationships? Today, we're uncovering some golden advice on how to act when someone decides to give you the silent treatment. Stick around, because each principle we share is packed with insights you won't want to miss. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. This quote is incredibly relevant here because it reminds us that we should strive to rise above the negative actions of others. Instead of reacting with hurt or anger, we maintain our composure and integrity, showing that we won't stoop to their level. Before we dive in, do me a small favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to join our amazing community, and drop a comment below with "I rise above." This comment will be our mantra as we go through each point, reinforcing our commitment to handle these situations with grace and strength. So please comment, as this helps YouTube know that more people like you need to hear this. Ready to turn this around? Let's get started. Ever felt like you're at the mercy of someone else's mood swings? It's like being a puppet on a string, right? Well, it's time to cut those strings and dance to your own tune. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This quote is a powerful reminder that we control our reactions, not the external events or opinions of others. Imagine your partner gives you the cold shoulder out of the blue. Instead of spiraling into anxiety, remind yourself, "I rise above." This doesn't mean you don't care about their feelings, but you're choosing not to let their mood dictate your peace. It's about acknowledging the situation, maybe with a light-hearted comment like, "Looks like someone's turned on their invisible mode," and then giving them space while you continue with your day, unaffected and with a smile. This practice of emotional independence doesn't just help in keeping your cool. It transforms how you interact in all your relationships. You become less reactive and more centered, a person who sails smoothly even when others might try to rock the boat. So, next time you find yourself being ignored or faced with a moody partner, remember Aurelius's wisdom. Detach from the drama, keep your peace intact, and cheerfully affirm, "I rise above." After all, it's your peace, and no one should have the remote control to that, except you. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe not every relationship is meant to be in the VIP section of your life? Sometimes we hold on tightly to relationships that don't actually serve us well. Much like keeping expired milk in the fridge, hoping it won't spoil your coffee. It just doesn't make sense. As the insightful Greek philosopher Plato once mused, "Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet." This quote beautifully highlights the reciprocal nature of healthy relationships. But what if the other heart doesn't whisper back? It's an invitation to reassess. Perhaps it's a friend who's become distant or a partner who seems disinterested. Use this as an opportunity to reflect. Is this relationship providing the harmony Plato described, or has the song gone a bit off-key? In practice, this might mean having a candid chat over a cup of coffee, where you can say, "Hey, I've noticed we're out of tune. What's up?" It's not about placing blame, but understanding whether you both want to tune back in, or if it's time to change the playlist. This approach keeps things light yet direct, addressing the gap without creating drama. So remember, folks, relationships are a two-way street. If you find yourself walking alone too often, it might be time to consider if this path is still right for you. Reflect on the quality and reciprocity of your connections, and don't be afraid to ask if you both still enjoy the same song. And as we say in this journey, I rise above, clinging to what no longer serves us, always ready to find a new harmony in relationships that truly resonate. Isn't it curious how we often expect others to be the architects of our happiness, like waiting for someone else to paint the colors of our mood each day? Talk about giving away the paintbrush. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This quote is a powerful call to reclaim our paintbrush and color our own days with shades of joy and contentment. Imagine you're planning a romantic dinner, hoping it will fix a rough patch in your relationship. But what if your partner isn't as enthusiastic as you hoped? Instead of letting disappointment cloud the evening, take a moment to enjoy your own company and the effort you put into the setup. Crack a joke like, "Well, I guess I made enough delicious pasta to solve world hunger tonight." This shows you can find humor and happiness even if the evening didn't go as planned. Cultivating self-sufficiency means finding fulfillment within ourselves instead of relying solely on others to provide it. It's about enjoying that pasta dish on your own if need be, appreciating your own effort, and knowing that your happiness doesn't hinge on someone else's reactions. So let's tighten our grip on that paintbrush, friends. Whether it's in relationships or life's other arenas, remember that self-sufficiency is your secret weapon. It allows you to navigate ups and downs with grace and a bit of humor. And whenever you find yourself slipping into dependency, gently remind yourself, I rise above, and take back control over your happiness. After all, the best chef in the house of happiness is you. Ever noticed how sometimes the very thing that annoys us in relationships is actually the key to personal growth? It's like when you're trying to navigate through a traffic jam and you realize it's the perfect time to catch up on that audiobook. The Stoic philosopher Ryan Holiday beautifully encapsulates this with his interpretation, "The obstacle is the way." This idea challenges us to transform obstacles into opportunities, turning what might seem like relationship roadblocks into pathways for development. Take, for instance, when your significant other forgets something important to you, like an anniversary. Instead of seeing it as a failure on their part, view it as a chance to communicate your feelings and set expectations for the future. You might even throw in a light-hearted comment like, "Guess we're both getting a bit too seasoned to remember dates, huh? Maybe it's time for that giant calendar I saw at the mall." This approach uses humor to address the issue while opening the door for constructive dialogue. Using the obstacle as the way means looking for solutions rather than dwelling on problems. It encourages us to ask, how can this improve our relationship? Or what can I learn from this situation? This perspective not only deepens our understanding, but also enhances our resilience and empathy within the relationship. So let's embrace each challenge as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Remember, every difficult moment in a relationship is an opportunity to practice patience, improve communication, and strengthen bonds. And as we navigate these challenges, let's keep our mantra close to heart. I rise above. By doing so, we rise above the petty issues and see the bigger picture of personal growth and mutual understanding. When someone ignores you, or there's a misstep in communication within a relationship, the initial reaction might be frustration or resentment. But what if we treated these moments as invitations to practice one of the most liberating Stoic principles, forgiveness? As the insightful Alexander Pope once penned, "To err is human, to forgive divine." This quote isn't just poetic, it's practical, emphasizing that forgiveness is an elevated, almost sacred act that frees us from the burdens of bitterness and anger. Imagine your partner forgets to call when they're running late. Instead of letting irritation take the wheel, consider a forgiving approach. Maybe make a light joke when they arrive, like, "Well, I was about to send a search party, but I guess you saved them the trouble." This humor not only diffuses tension, but also opens a space for understanding and reassurance without holding grudges. Forgiveness in relationships isn't about ignoring mistakes or poor behavior. It's about choosing not to let these hiccups derail the entire journey together. It means acknowledging the mishap, discussing ways to avoid similar issues in the future, and then genuinely letting go. This not only cultivates a nurturing environment for personal and mutual growth, but also deepens trust and respect between partners. So, friends, let's choose to practice forgiveness actively. Each time we opt to forgive, we reinforce our own peace and reaffirm our commitment to harmony in our relationships. Remember, every act of forgiveness is a step towards a more compassionate and resilient partnership. And as we forgive, we rise, echoing our mantra, I rise above the fleeting disputes to the heights of grace and understanding. When you're being ignored, it's a critical time to lean into your intuition, your inner voice. This guiding force can often tell you more about a situation than external cues can. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master." This implies that being in tune with and mastering our own inner world equips us to handle external challenges more effectively. Picture a scenario where a friend hasn't been responsive to your messages. Instead of jumping to conclusions or feeling slighted, trust your inner voice. Reflect on past interactions and any potential reasons for their silence. You might think, maybe they're going through something and need space. This introspection not only prevents unnecessary drama, but also fosters empathy and patience. Trusting your inner voice means giving yourself the time and space to process your feelings and responses thoughtfully. It's about being your own best counsel before seeking explanations or resolutions externally. This practice helps you maintain clarity and composure, ensuring that your reactions are well considered rather than impulsive. So, next time you face the silent treatment, take a step back, listen to your inner voice, and navigate the situation with wisdom and calm. By doing so, you uphold our mantra, I rise above, trusting that your inner compass will guide you through any relational turbulence with grace and insight. By integrating these Stoic principles into your life, you can navigate the challenges of being ignored with wisdom, grace, and even a touch of humor. Remember, it's all about rising above and maintaining your inner peace, no matter the external circumstances. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going and support each other in living more stoic, resilient lives. Until next time, keep rising above.